music captures the collective heart and soul of the Filipino. On Profiles, we talk to national artist for music Ryan Cayabyab, fondly known as Mr. C, whose talent and passion for homegrown music has proven his own lyric. Kay ganda ng ating musika. When I visited him in his home, Mr. C had just received his medal as National Artist for Music. Awarded to him in late 2018, it's a title that many felt was long overdue. Congratulations, Mr. C, on your latest accolade, National Artist. With all the awards you've gotten, what does it mean to you?
Not even the awards, because I just enjoy my work. I do the best I can do. I always say I'm still the same. I like to laugh a lot and eat a lot.
I'm sure a lot of people will be surprised that your journey didn't even really start with music. It was accounting.
My mother was an opera singer. She died when I was 6 years old. But before she perished, she told my dad not to allow any of the children to take up music as a career.
Obeying his mother's wish, Mr. C enrolled at the University of the Philippines as an accounting student. To help his father, by then a widower single-handedly making ends meet for his family, he sought jobs to make his own way through school.
I was just shy of 16 years old, and I paid my way through college. In 1972, when I was training with the Philippine Madrigal Singers, they got me to be pit chorus.
It was this stint that led him to a providential friendship with singer-actor Kokoy Laurel, son of then-Senator Doy Laurel.
He liked the collaboration, so he said, "Can you come to the house? There's a party, can you play?" Kokoy hired me as his music director, and I met his parents.
Awed by his talent, the senator made him an offer he couldn't refuse that would change and set the course of his life.
Senator Doy Laurel called me to his office and talked to me. He said, "You're a musician. I don't think you're an accountant." So he says, each one of us have a specialization to contribute to your community. You have to be an authority. You have to be the best. If you reach that point, everything else follows. Tell your father that the senator and Mrs. Laurel are offering you a scholarship in any music school of your choice. So I go home, I tell my dad, and then my dad says, and this is like 12 o'clock at midnight. "Why, how old are you now?" Kasi runga pa. "I'm 18 years old." And he said, "You're old enough to decide for yourself."
His destiny with music was set. But while majoring in piano at the UP College of Music, the natural-born pianist realized his talent lay elsewhere.
I couldn't become a Ceci Licad or a Raul Sunico because I already knew from the start I didn't have the talent. Outside the College of Music, I had been arranging. Since I played piano and I arranged, I was thinking maybe I'd go and take up composition as a major.
But it wasn't in musical arrangement that Ryan built his career. It was his songwriting that put him in the spotlight. When he won the grand prize at the 1978 Metro Pop Festival for Kay Ganda ng Ating Musika, he proved his mettle in the local music industry and demonstrated the professionalism that would mark his prolific career.
It became like that to most of my work. If I join a contest, it's because I want to win it, because that's the goal. I had developed this instinct of using music as a tool to deliver what is needed. Because I always say, why will I write music if nobody's going to listen to it? These are the songs I arranged for Jo Marie Chan before. Let's see if there's You're My Girl, My Woman, My Friend. That was 1974 arrangement. My Woman, My Friend, yeah. Afraid for Love to Fade, my favorite. My head's in a jam, can't get you off my mind. That's my favorite Jo Marie Chan song.
Mr. C became the most sought-after songwriter for some of the most iconic talents in OPM. To this day, he keeps music sheets of songs he's written for greats like Pilita Corrales, Haji Alejandro, Jose Marichan, Basil Valdez, and Nonoy Zuniga.
Writers always refer to the 1970s as the golden age of original Filipino music. Some older ones would say it was the second golden age because later in the 30s, 40s, 50s, there was another rush of songs by Constancio de Guzman. It was interrupted by the 60s when all of the imported music became more prevalent. In the 70s, you had a lot of bands. Manila Sound was there. You had a lot of songs by George Canseco, again, Willie Cruz, a lot of songs by The Hot Dog.
You collaborated with so many artists. I know so many memorable ones. Could you tell us a story of one of your really memorable collaborations?
One major artist who I really worked with from the start, this is Basil Valdez. I'm close to him because we started at the same time. In Basil, I was able to write a lot of songs na bumagay sa kanya. The first song I wrote was Paraiso Parisukat. Later on, I even asked him to sing Iduyan Mo. And then I also wrote for him, Kahit Di Kay Panaginip Lang, Tuwing Umuulan at Kapiling Ka. Before I got married in 85, I gave a gift to my wife, 2 songs. Tunay na Ligaya. Ikaw ang tunay na ligaya, tangi ikaw sinta. And then the other one is Araw-Gabi. Araw-Gabi, nasa isip ka. Basil ended up singing Tunay na Ligaya.
Through his many unforgettable collaborations, Mr. C has defined Filipino pop music for at least 2 generations, spreading the word globally about the Filipinos' innate talent for music.
After People Power, artists bonded together. It was like, hey, it's really time for us to push Filipino music. The world has heard about this tiny archipelago. It's always been at the back of my mind to really push Filipino-made music. Every time a song is recorded, the life of the song is extended. You die, your songs don't die.
We got together and we decided we should have a national artist from our generation. 1 month, we put together everything that Ryan has ever made in his entire life. Until finally, national artist.
In an evening of heartwarming music and memories, Mr. C's colleagues turned closest friends came together at the Maybank Performing Arts Theater to pay tribute to the gentleman and genius.
We are here to celebrate the work, the music, and the man. We invited artists who knew Ryan before he became an icon and a legend. They knew Ryan during his struggling years, the ups and downs. This is an intimate concert.
Mr. C's songs are truly timeless, taking on new life and meaning through every new performer's unique interpretation.
Every time a song is recorded, the life of the song is extended. That's why I remember George Canseco saying, "Welcome to the world of immortals." So I didn't understand what he meant by that. He said, "You die, your songs don't die."
The versatility of his music transcends class and generation, sounding just as fresh through the voices of today's young artists. From pop to classical, he was never one to be boxed in as an artist.
Really, my interests are very varied. Since I like theater music, I went into it. And since I was trained to do serious music in the College of Music, I got into working on opera. And I also did a violin concerto. Not saying it's a good one, but I'm saying I wrote one.
Wow. Which were the most challenging projects?
The musicals, the opera. These are totally challenging. I wrote Magnificat. This is written by Nestor Torre. I stopped after working on Act 1, and I went to Nestor and said, "That's it. I don't want to do the second act." Nestor would not hear of it. He said, "No, we will wait until you finish." I was off it for a year or so, and then I said, "Okay, I'm gonna continue." Yeah.
Which would you say your favorite or the closest to your heart?
Katie the musical, Ramahari, the ballet, the pop ballet. These are all exuberant musicals. When I look back, I say, when I was doing that, I was just enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Manila, Manila, I brought all my suitcases home.
He seemed to have the most fun on his weekly TV show, Ryan Musikahan. I remember watching that past my curfew, not sleeping, and I learned so much about OPM. What was it like jamming with different artists?
I had some friends in ABS and they asked, do you have an idea for a musical program? Uncle Bob and Friends. You remember that? When you're too young. So sabi ko, sure, that's easy. You know why? Because during martial law, we did a lot of musikahans, jamming, etc. Because when you're stuck in the house at 11 o'clock and you can't go home, you have to stay there until 4. So what do? Well, we ended up drinking, smoking, and singing the whole night away.
Pasalamat sa lahat ng lumabas. Sa Ryan Musikahan magmula. Noong kami unang magsahim papawid. Tulad ni Gary Valenciano, John Lesaca, John Fernandez,
The show ran for a good 6 years before signing off in 1994. By then, Mr. C had become a household name.
No, it's because I was afforded a chance to be on national TV. So that's why people know me. So I'm very lucky because these things fall into my lap. I didn't look for them. I never even dreamed about it.
I can't say thank you enough. I had tears, but they never fell because it was just there the entire evening. Ang gagaling ng mga performance, and I was really enjoying your performances, guys. It's wow. And then it was capped off by the Ben and Ben. Sila yung pinakabata, and they sang a new, for them, this is a new song.
It is a privilege and a pleasure to share the same lifetime with Ryan because we adore the music of the man, but it's so easy to love the person. At the end of the day, he has a very good heart.
One breathtaking performance after another, some of the greatest musicians of our time expressed their gratitude for Mr. C's lifetime of work that helped shape original Filipino music.
When we hear Filipino music, people will say, it's so Western. You just keep on saying that it's American, it's Spanish, etc. No, it's Filipino. Our experiences are so unique from everybody else around the world. You write about your experiences and you become a Filipino.
His songs have set to music the feelings and experiences that make us Filipino. Kay ganda ng ating musika, thanks to a man who helped create it and is passing the torch on to a new generation of musicians.
Kay ganda ng ating musika, kay ganda ng ating musika, ito ay
I had the rare pleasure seeing a national artist in action as I stood by Mr. C's grand piano for some good old-fashioned musikahan. And I just had to ask him. Let's come up with a playlist that every Filipino should have from your catalog. And why?
First of all, they know this song, and it has been adopted as a theme song of Filipino music. Magmula nung ako'y natutong umawi, bawat sandali aking pilit mabati, ang himig na may tuturing atin, mapupuri pagkat bukod tangi, di marami ang di magsasabing, eto na't inyong dinggin. Kay ganda ng ating musika, kay ganda ating musika. Ito ay ating sariling atin, at sa habang buhay, awitin natin. Number 2 would be the song Kailan, because I wrote it for Smoky Mountain, and it was a song that I never realized could be popular. Kailan mo ba mapapansin ang aking lihim? Kahit anong aking gawin, di mo pinapansin. Kailan hahaplusin ng puso, bitin na bitin. Kahit anong aking lambing, di mo pa rin pansin.
Feel na feel ko yan, generation ko yan eh, Smoky Mountain.
Still for Smoky Mountain. And you'd ask, why did they write something like this? Because for me, this is so Filipino. Di ba tayo, we always say it's the tree of life.
Yes.
The coconut nut is a giant nut. If you eat too much, you get very fat. Now the coconut nut is a big, big nut, but this delicious nut is not a nut. It's the cocoa fruit. It's the cocoa fruit. From the cocoa tree. From the cocoa tree. From the cocoa palm family. Well, the only other song that will compete in its popularity of the coconut nut is for Christmas. Kumukuti-kutita, bumubusi-busila, ganyan ang indak ng mga bombilya. Kikindat-kindat, kukurap-kurap, pinaglalaroan ninyong mga mata, iba't ibang palamuti. Ating isabit sa puno habang lalong dumarami. Regalo mo'y dagdagan. Number 5 should be something like, okay. Pagmasdan ng ulan, unti-unting pumapatak sa mga halaman at mga bulaklak. Pagmasdan ang dilim, unti-unting bumabalot sa buong paligid tuwing umuulan. And the chorus is, buhos na ulan, ating mundo'y lunuring tuluyan.
Do you think young Filipinos, especially millennials, listen to OPM music? For a while now, there's some talk that OPM music is dying.
It's not. If you're only saying OPM as the original OPM of the 70s, that's really way past its time. But Filipino music? No. It lives on and on and on as long as you have young people who want to express their ideas and their thoughts.
This national artist doesn't sit on his laurels. Mr. C has his hands full running a wide range of projects that develop new talent, passing on the torch to young musicians of diverse genres. Aside from running his own music school, the a cappella open, and the songwriting competition Philpop, he's been mentoring the Elements Music Camp since 2010, discovering the next generation of singer-songwriters.
The Elements Music Camp was bearing fruit because for 6 years we had 60 scholars from all over the country, from 18 years old to 35 years old, to attend this camp. We would bombard them with ideas, with energy and inspiration, and coming from the best Filipino songwriters like Gary Valenciano, Ebe Dancel, Junji Marcelo. Oh my God, you name them, they're all there. We don't tell them what to do.
Yeah.
We tell them what we have done, and we tell them some tools that we utilize. We just share with them how we do it.
Pinoy Playlist, an annual music festival featuring the country's hottest young artists, is another project close to his heart. As curator of the festival, he gets all fired up just talking about the new homegrown talent emerging in the Filipino music scene.
Oh my God, there's so many of them. Tyro, Yumi, Davy Langit, even Lara Maige, Reese Lansangan, sila Ben and Ben. You know, the Ransom Collective, meron din galing yan sa Elements Music Camp. autotelic.
Iba-ibang sounds.
Yeah,
nila.
iba-iba,
Galing.
iba-iba. I think the most important thing is for them to realize, to first assess their talent and realize where they can bring their talents. So when people say, aren't you spilling too many secrets to them? Baka mas magaling pa sila sa inyo. Baka gumaling sila kesa sa inyo. They should be better than us. What's teaching for if you're not creating a whole army that should be better than any of us in our generation? That's a way to propel the creative force. That's a way to propel our music industry. That's a way to make our culture more vibrant. It really passes through the generations. And then each one will define their generation and will carry that inspiration with them and push the next generation to do.
Yeah.
Sige pa, ganun.
Yeah. You're an icon. They may aspire to be like you. What would you say to those who are still, honing their craft?
You just have to keep on going. Maybe you stop to breathe or stop to assess, but go lang ng go. Honing your talent. Go lang ng go. Practice, rehearse, so that you know how you can make the sound better. Go lang ng go.
Young artists today are so lucky to have this musical genius generously guide them in their craft, keeping OPM alive and adding to the soundtrack of our lives, our country. Like all who meet him, I'm truly captivated by Mr. C's bright smile, big heart, genuine kindness and modesty, unstoppable energy, and ageless talent. At 64, Mr. C is guaranteed to keep on going, taking his genius to greater heights as he continues to move us with his music. If you were to write a song or a soundtrack to our country nowadays, to the situation we're in, what would that be?
I dream that one day our voices will somehow fill the earth with joy forever.